This video is to help you get started with Lightroom. I'm originally making it for my dad. I got him into photography as a hobby, which is awesome, especially when I go visit because we can do it together. And I know a lot of people struggle with editing, so here's a basic rundown of Lightroom. When you go into Lightroom, you're going to want to import your photos. And I'm sure most of you know how to import your photos already. So you'll plug your camera in to the computer, or you'll put, your SD card in, whichever way you prefer. And then you go to import, and then your camera or SD card will pull up here, and then I'll just click on something to show an example. And so then all your photos will pop up, and you'll select which ones you want to import, or you can uncheck all of them and just check one, or you can, check all, and then you'll hit import. So then your gallery is going to look something like this. I have a lot of photos in here that I haven't edited or have already edited, and I just haven't taken them out. But then you'll have your gallery of all your photographs. So we're just going to go to a random photo. Let's go to this otter. And so you'll go to develop. So after libraries where you view your photos, and then when you want to start editing the photo, you're going to go to develop, and it'll show your photo, which the really cool part about Lightroom is if you right click, you can change the screen. So if you don't like the white, like the white gives me a headache, so I like, dark gray, darker gray. Anyway, so now here you're in develop to edit your photos. A basic rundown of editing that I can give you is just to stick to this basic tab right here. This gives you your temperatures, so you can adjust this any way you want, or you can hit auto and it'll tell you what they think it's best, but I like my stuff on the warmer side, especially since I took this in the morning with the golden hour of the sunrise. And then you have your different adjustments down here. Again, you can hit auto, or you can do it yourself. So exposure takes care of how bright the photo is. Contrast makes it a little bit more defined once you go up in it. Highlights, the brightest parts of the photos, the whites. You can adjust how bright and how, detailed they are. Shadows, taking out the shadows, so if you want to see more of the otter. Now with shadows, you want to be careful, especially with black animals or like really dark spots, because if you bring out the shadows too much, you can really start to get this grainy grossness, because the camera didn't actually take a photo of the detail, so it's trying to make up detail. Anyway. Shadows. Whites is kind of, same thing as highlights. How bright do you want your whites? And then blacks, how dark do you want it to be? How light? Do you want to take some out? Do you want to add some? And then you have clarity, and that blurs the photo or gives it detail. So for animals, I usually stay around 10 to 20. For landscapes, between 20 and 30. Just depends. This dehaze, I don't really use. You can make it dreamlike, or you can make it super dark. That's how I kind of describe the dehaze. Vibrance brings out, brightens the colors. Saturation also, makes the colors more colorful. You don't want to go too crazy with it. So yeah, those are your basic editing tools. Your temperature. Well, your white balance is technically what it's called. Your exposure, how bright the photo is, the contrast of the photo, the highlights. Do you want to add shadows? Do you want to take out shadows? So now that's your basic rundown. If you want to get a little bit crazier with it, I use this detail tab a lot. And you can sharpen the photos. I don't use most of this. This noise reduction is what I use. So that graininess in your photos, I usually go about halfway and then add detail. And that just kind of softens that grain. Another one that I like to use is this effects, and this just gives you your vignette. So you can go with a darker black around, or you can do a brighter white. I like to add just a tiny bit because it gives your photo more of depth. And then the other thing that Lightroom is really cool about is they give you some presets already. So if you are feeling, creative or whatever that day, you have some presets that you can get that come with it. And then I have some that I've saved for things that I edit a lot. So I do product photography for dog collars, and so I just have it saved so I can just click it. And then I don't really use presets, but I have a whole bunch that I downloaded that were free. I don't typically like them. They never fit what I'm doing. I'm controlling, so I'd rather just edit it myself. But you can download these fun, cute presets. You can just go on Google and type in free Lightroom presets, and you're good to go. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helps. Dad, I hope it helps you. Rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it. I try to talk as slow as possible, so we'll see.